yada yada.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I never like tuned in to see what they was on, and honestly, it's been a while since I've heard anything about them. So I'm assuming that movement in and of itself is low key kind of dead.
They all turned into this. They all turned into these niggas. It's all the same thought process. It's all the same desires. It's all the same logic. It's all the same arguments. It just turned into this shit. Oh shit! Watch.
Video that I seen today, and I was like, oh my god, we got to talk about this. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna play
No,
it
get
once,
to the
and then I'm gonna
point
play it again so we
about
can kind of
the.
break it
Oh no,
down
this is
like a
that.
fraction. So let's get into it.
Tell us your name and briefly what's on your mind.
Hey, yo, as I look around this room, if you're 35 years old or younger, raise your hand. 4 people. So here's the thing. Y'all in trouble. If you don't have our check, you won't get no vote. No check, no vote. Yeah, I know that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what's happening. All of y'all in here, with all due respect, you're beautiful, but you're old. You're not talking to the youth. You don't know how to talk to the youth. You're trying to tell us what to do. We're not having it no more. So if you want our vote, you got to come with our paper. We're not scared of Trump. We're not scared of anybody. Biden is a racist. Trump is a racist. Kamala is a racist. And if you don't have our money, you don't get our vote. Yeah, not. Who are you? Oh, all right, yeah, so like I was saying, I'm gonna land my plane right there, but the Democrats are no better than the Republicans. No check, no vote. Y'all take care. And somebody get my man a tissue. He need a tissue.
What? Who need the tissue?
Somebody in the crowd, I guess. They really be thinking they be going up there and saying some profound shit. It's crazy because like your parents was the niggas out there in the streets fighting for our rights and shit. That was your grandfather. That was your grandmother. Going out there ready to give their fucking life to give you the chance to vote. And you don't want to do it? Like I had said earlier, black people as a collective generally fail to show up for the midterms, which gives the ammunition to our politicians to go out there and enact the policies that we want, just like how we failed Obama. But you'll quick to hear a bunch of barbershop head ass niggas talk about, man, Obama ain't do shit. Did you vote in the midterms? No, I ain't. Fuck all that voting shit, man. How many times is it goes just like that? Do it not?
Be able to tell you because you're more invested than me. I just kind of honestly, I don't be talking too much politics. Like unless I'm talking to you about it, maybe like a handful of coworkers. Like it's one of those weird things where I remember a time where it's like you didn't discuss politics. Like no one asked Democrat, Republican, who you vote for. No one asked that. It was just kind of a, all right, yeah, it happened. We're not gonna ask about it. We just gonna rock out, see how shit happens. Now it's like damn near you're guaranteed to have that conversation like randomly when you were talking about some random ass YouTube video about a cat dancing that you saw.
One, everything is politics. Two, everybody wants to hold on to the world that was. Everybody wants to dig their heels and go elbow deep into the ground and hold on to what was. But the world is constantly changing. 100 years ago was a very different time. 20 years ago was a very different time. It's always changing. We all don't live at the end of history. Shit's gonna keep happening and we gotta live through it, adapt, and find some semblance of happiness on the other side. And the quicker that people start to understand and engage with that, the quicker it can go away. Unfortunately, everybody wants to ignore what's so obviously a problem. I had an interesting conversation with my father the other day. I was asking him about work, and he was complaining that his company is one of many companies that's going long on the AI bullshit. And he was just like, like people already getting let go and shit, and it's a worrying time. And I was like, I'm like, that's why I always say politics is so important, because like that shit you legislate. And he's just like, ain't nobody got time to be think about no politics, and we worried about our jobs. And I'm like, if you was really worried about your jobs, you would understand that the best way to secure your job is politics. So sometimes I start to think that people don't really want to fix anything. They just want to complain. But it's like, it's also fucking you in real time. And then that led me moreover to have the thought, it's like, why in every crazy Civil War movie, zombie outbreak, whatever the fuck disaster movie where a bunch of people die, do they always decide on a bunch of people dying? And I'm like, it makes sense. It's not going to be a good story in 30 years unless a whole bunch of you die in the opening days of the Civil War. because you was caught off guard. That's not gonna make a good Call of Duty now, is it? I guess it just has to go that way. But I'm gonna keep trying until it happens. Once it happens, it's a whole nother operational playbook. But we're not hard locked to that timeline yet. But arguments like this hard lock us even more to that timeline. Letting the Republicans win is not a sound strategy to get what you want. All letting the Republicans win does is make it harder for you to get what you want in the future. Nobody like these. I tell it to people all the time, man. I'm sorry, I'm getting along with it, but I told you I've had opinions and I've had days to think about this shit. Because they ask me, how long does this strategy take? And I'm like, if everything goes the way we needed it to go, 15 to 20. They wasn't trying to hear that. They was not trying to hear 15 to 20. He like, I'm 40 years old, this, that, and the third. I've been da, 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 da. And I'm like, if you can't accept that you might not see everything you want in your lifetime, then you ain't really in it. I'm prepared to do the work to lay the ground, to lay the seeds and the groundwork and the foundation so that maybe my nieces and nephews can have it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't get it, it is what it is. But I'm not going to sit here and throw a fucking fit and abdicate all of my chances to do something because I didn't get no fucking money in my pocket. Selfish bastard.
Okay, guys. Now, let's go ahead and break this down, okay? Let's go ahead and break this down. Like I laugh, and not because what he's saying is funny, but just seeing the people's reaction, and I don't know what size crowd it is. It's probably
everybody looking like that because it's so fucking stupid. That's the look at everybody. I'm like, this nigga, what? They're not like, oh my God, he said the quiet part out loud. No, they're like, who let this ignorant up here?
probably like 100 people, you know. But you hear the one person, clapping, like, hey, you know, this.
The one, probably his man's.
My man, where's my man?
like, bro, the nigga he came here with. The nigga that drove you, because you definitely didn't drive.
I could just.
All right.
Yeah, I'm being mean. All right. My fault. Forgive me. I'm being mean. But these stupid
guys, we're well spirited over here. We don't just talk shit just to talk shit.
I'm not talking. It's because it's so dumb. It doesn't pass scrutiny. But they're so hard committed to this, and that's why every time I've had this conversation, I've spoken to him, to this person. I hate politics, offline 3 different times, and every time, the first 2 times, I was very charitable to all of his bullshit and trying to explain to him why electoralism is still the most moral and effective. Because that's one thing too. It's like these niggas low-key don't care who dies in the process to get what they want. I couldn't get them to like say it all the way out loud, but they don't care how many people die. And I'm like, that's why I started calling these motherfuckers Soviets. These goddamn children of Soviet sleeper agents. Enemies of the goddamn state.
Just imagine like what people are thinking, because this is not that type of convention. I can already just, it's not that type of convention. So let's go ahead, run this back, and we're going to break this down, and then we're going to get into Roland Martin and his perspective on this here.
Tell us your name and briefly, what's on your mind?
Reparations is more than a check, but the very first thing it is a check.
Now, once again, this is not a reparations video. Trust me,
listen.
we can talk for hours about reparations. I'm for reparations. It's not the top of my list. It's not like the top 3. It's probably within my top 10, you know, because I got my reasons. But if you want to have that conversation, join the Discord. But he's not wrong. Reparations is more than a check, but it's also that check too. Martin Luther King said it best: cut the check. We coming for our money. They gave white folks, after slavery ended, they gave them their reparations. Other marginalized communities in America, they have been given a form of reparations. But descendants of slaves, nothing. Zero. Zilch. Good luck, have fun, don't die type of situation. And yes, that's a movie, but that's essentially what was told to black folks.
And why are we the only group that have not gotten our reparations? They'll never tell that part. All those other groups successfully lobbied and politicked their way into reparations. Was it fair? No, but they had political power. They were able to influence funds. when the white folks got their reparations after having to lose their slaves, that's because still half the goddamn federal government believed in the institution of slavery tacitly, or that the black man was subservient to the white man. It's not moral, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You know what I mean? If they're willing to go to battle against the slaveholders with me, then by all means, come on, let's go. I don't have to always agree with you on everything. We just both agree that them niggas gotta die.
That's a crazy way to kind of say that, but yeah.
Factual statements.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just that's still kind of it's a crazy way to kind of.
Was that not the Civil War though? But white folks was able to politic their way after the fucking after World War II with the Japanese and stuff, or with the Mexicans after the Mexican-American War. It's like, yeah, America moved the border. Now you got to contend with like all the Mexicans that live there. You know what I mean? But you get the point that I'm saying? You're able to lobby reparations when you have political power. So when Al Green says, let's set up a committee for reparations, that's him just laying the foundation. Al Green do not expect to see reparations in his timeline. That nigga old as fuck. He is not expecting to see reparations on this earth before he pass on to glory. But he's still working. And that's the type of energy y'all need to be bringing to the goddamn fight, and y'all don't want to do that. Y'all not ready for that type of commitment. Y'all don't want to be the good guy forever. Being the good guy fucking sucks. It's easy to be the bad guy. It's easy to be selfish. It's hard. It's hard to give a fuck long enough to affect change.
You know my stance. I just do what I can. Anything else, it's outside my ability.
Which is more than what a lot of other people do. I can at least count on, this is when I don't have to yell at you, because I can at least count on you to go vote. That's all I need out of these niggas. But these niggas won't do that. As they, you know what I'm saying? You hearing them now saying, we ain't doing it. Zero political power. Democrats ain't got no control of Congress. But they're like, Democrats ain't doing shit. Democrats ain't doing shit. Yeah, that's why everybody's screaming about the fucking midterms that y'all swear up and down you ain't voting in. So, but yeah, like, all I need is people to vote, but, which is the simplest thing. You're just like, okay, I'll go do that. Cool. Next. And then you get to like our mutual friend. When I'm like, will you do that? No. Well, now we got to fold into all this nonsense of a conversation.
Yeah, I will say, okay, let me put the caveat in this. So some elections, I will say I just go with like my gut feeling. I'm just like, all right, shit's a little hectic. I wasn't able to get out and vote, but it usually ended up working out. The off years that I didn't vote, shit worked out.
Yeah, those were normal times. My rule is, if I don't know, because like last time I went to vote, when I went and voted in the presidential, there was a bunch of like some sub vote shit that I was like, I don't even know what the fuck this is about. But I'm
like, I was looking at that and I was like, should I just pick some random?
I was just picking Democrat across the board. I didn't know what the fuck some of them things. I was just like, look. Democrat.
I don't got time to Google this shit. I didn't even know this was an option.
Right. It's like, how do you feel about Proposition 13? I was like, I have never heard of that. I'm sorry. I guess I'm ill-informed. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Something about taxes. I don't know. But I just went Democrat across the board to be safe. If Lord forgive me if I got a couple wrong ones. But there was no way I was just going to go Republican on some, maybe he's not one of the bad ones type shit. You know what I mean? I felt much more.
There was a time where I could say like confidently like Republicans weren't inherently bad.
Yeah.
But now that like the Republican Party has like become synonymous with MAGA, it's like, ugh.
Right. It's like, what other choice do I have? Like
and the boy that ran against Obama, Ron Paul?
No, Mitt Romney.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought
I would have been chilling with Romney. I would not have been mad. That's a good white man. That's a good Republican. I would not have been mad at all. I'd have been John McCain. I would not have been mad at all. I'd have been like, damn, Obama lost. That sucks. But at least give me another George Bush. I know that's crazy.
Look, the only reason it's not crazy is apparently like George Bush and Michelle Obama had like a wholesome relationship where they were
mad cool. I kept hearing that too.
No, nigga, I've seen like videos. He'll like tap her and she'll be like, she'll go to her purse, hand that nigga a peppermint. She'll tap him. He'll be like, he'll dig in his little pocket or he'll reach over to his wife and like go in her purse, hand her a peppermint or whatever candy. I'm like, who would have thought?
The Obamas and the Bushes are really good friends in real life. And that's something,
and it's just like, who would have thought that? That's
they hate.
It's kind of crazy just hearing.
These people like this hate that. They're like, ew, that's why that's why the Democrats are the same. That's why they're complicit and da 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 and this that. And I'm like, no, just once upon a time you used to be able to have differences of opinions on policy and still get along. Then MAGA came along. And then you niggas came along. And it's just like
we kind of divulged into a weird timeline.
It's because people chose not to care. This is what happens when you don't care. This is why I keep being the annoying friend who's also blowing the chat up with politics shit. It's not to be annoying. It's because when the shit goes all the way left, I don't want the conscience on me of I ain't tell y'all. I mean, I know it's annoying. I know y'all don't want to see that shit, but also, don't look at me.